Hello.
It's Jeremy.
Hey, Jeremy. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. Thanks for joining
Is this a tape thing? They didn't tell me anything. Is this taped or what are we doing?
Yeah, it's taped. Yeah, not live.
Okay. How long?
Eric told me about 20 minutes. That was going to be my first question, actually.
Okay. See, that was the thing. I mean, nobody told me anything. I just see it that it's written here, and then it comes on a calendar, and then my phone goes ding, and then I know I got to call a guy. That's
Gotcha.
what happens.
Now, is that how you kind of like it? Do you like to kind of just improv and go with the flow?
Well, yeah. I have an anxiety disorder. I try not to think ahead.
I can relate to that. It's kind of nice hearing you talk about that on a few of the interviews I've listened to. It's, I know you travel with your Shackleton, the Wonder Dog. So that's cool that you're kind of...
Who just had oral surgery.
Oh,
We're
no
just
way.
Going through, and then he's going to perform. Now he's going to perform in 20 days, or whenever we do the Halifax Festival, which is soon. I think it's in May.
Yep.
Oh, shit. It's the 11th, I think it is.
It's coming up, yeah.
But I phoned the guy, and he just had it yesterday, and he seems to be recovering very nicely. And now I asked the doctor, is there an issue with flying? And he said no. He said that animals recover way quicker than humans. Did you know that?
I had no idea. No. Is he on meds?
Neither. Yeah, just anti-pain, but he's eating. He's not in any pain at all. At all. So it's all good. But, he actually was bouncing down the stairs today. Like he got the the prance back in his step.
Yeah.
He did. He got it back already. So,
Well, he knows you're counting on him.
What a scary fucking day. What a scary day. Like a scared day, like this, you're scared all day when he's in surgery, right?
Yeah, they put they put him under, right? I would imagine.
Yeah, I thought he was a guy. Of course they did. He's tiny.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad it's on the up and up.
Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. And I'm like, he's not your dog, you piece of shit. How's that? Don't worry about it. You're not involved. You're just fixing it. Don't fuck up.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, I'd rather you say nothing. Just do the job and give me back my dog.
Oh, yeah. Also, could it be any more expensive? Because guess what's not covered for Chihuahuas on any insurance? Teeth. They fucking know. So when it's a thing for a they're bad at, like they're known for bad teeth, they refuse to insure the animal, so you got to pay the entire price.
Well, that's
dog insurance is the biggest. It's a bigger scam than human insurance, which is at the top of the list. It is. Dog insurance, they know because you love your dog. They can charge you whatever they want. That's what happens. Listen, here's how I know that animals make a lot of money for the companies. There's a baseball stadium called Petco Park. Okay, what do you need to know?
That's a good point. Yeah, you're right. I didn't think anything could beat out in human insurance, but you've kind of just blown my mind a little bit.
There it is.
That's hilarious. Well, see, yes, I know. Like you're coming out to St. John too. Like I'm based in St. John, New Brunswick. You're here on May 4th, which I think has been a couple of years since you've been.
I'm playing St. John's and St. John.
Yeah, just what I'm doing. Perfect. Just to confuse everyone.
And you don't understand when you do that. It's the most confusing thing for everybody on your team in the world. They get those two mixed up. It's like the two Rough Rider teams in the CFL. And look what happened to the CFL. I really think St. John should change its name to Red Black. That's hilarious. I'm going to do that on stage. That's really funny.
Yeah, maybe I'll pitch that at the next town council meeting. Maybe I can get some momentum.
That's really funny. That's such a good joke because that's what the CFL did. You think anyone remembers that? Oh, I think they might, right?
Oh yeah, I remember thinking two Rough Riders teams. Like, what the hell's going on? Even when I was a kid, I was like, what is this?
Yeah,
that's what the hell.
Yeah. We all remember because we grew up with it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's hilarious. You mentioned your team, actually. I wanted to ask you because usually I kind of interview whoever, but I've been mainly interviewing musicians and bands. And we always kind of end up to talking about how management and booking agents kind of affect the trajectory of their career. And I never really thought about it. I've never thought about it with a stand-up comedian. I'm just curious if you had any thoughts about like how management or booking agents come into play with you guys.
It's the most important thing. If you can't go anywhere if you don't have anyone behind you. You can't. No matter the talent has, it's not even a third of it. I mean, it's all about the sale of the show now, and it's all about who's behind you. It's all about the promotion, and the social media has made it all about the promotion and not about how good the performer really is. That's the problem.
Okay. So that's
the issue.
Is it because actually that kind of leads into another question I had about how the ease of access to putting out your material, if it's increased or decreased the standards of like a quality performance?
Well, I just started with Instagram and my numbers skyrocketed because I started putting videos out, and now everybody fucking is coming to my page. That's what happens.
Okay.
But try to understand that I didn't need to do that because I have a mailing list.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's how you did it in the olden days. You just collected, and I still have that. So I'm coming and I send out an email blast.
Okay. And that's something that you can retain. You don't lose control of the mailing list. Yeah.
That's my group of people that isn't on Instagram and Facebook that I send them. That's the most important people. And guess what they do? They tell their friends, and then everybody comes.
Cool.
So that's the way. And then the radio, although I don't know if radio works. Do you?
Well,
Does it?
Well, like I'm on a college campus radio, so we kind of have like a little, like a cliche, like a niche, like a cult.
That's a different thing. College, because you have a marked audience within this institution. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yep.
But I don't know how effective actual real radio outside of the college is going to be. You know what I mean? Anymore? Mm-hmm. I don't know how much it does. I really have no idea.
And to be honest, like I know like Bell just diversified or sold off a few of their media properties, but the radio stations like out here in New Brunswick and Nova Scotia ended up getting bought up by local businesses, local companies. So like I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
So Bell Media dumped the radio, or just some stations went tits. I know that Bell Media is a horrible company. I know this.
Yeah,
I've heard that they just kick you out the back door because they really have no competition, so they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, they definitely have kind of an oligopoly up here. Yeah.
Which is not good for anything. So there's your problem right there. That's the thing. Mm-hmm. You can't. You got to look, it's like the cell phone companies, right? My deal is way better than yours because we got 6 companies that hate each other's guts here, and they're trying to get the share of the market. Canada, there's 2 companies and they talk to each other and tell each other how much they're charging. You can't. They do that.
Yeah.
They do that. And don't tell me they don't. They do that. My God.
Absolutely. I mean, that's I mean, if you're in the position to do that, I mean, that's the kind of capitalism forces you to do that.
It's small. I call it small town mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Canada's still stuck in it. They don't have enough diversification. Look at Air Canada. Why do you think everybody complains about it? It's because they don't got any competition. They don't have to get any better,
Yeah. Yeah, when there's no choice, you just kind of, you can get away with a lot, really. You just have to take what you're given.
When you say to Air Canada, you're a shitty airline, they go, so? See the problem? Do you see the problem? They go, why don't you take a boat there, you loser? That's what they say.
Jump on the train. Oh, wait, that doesn't exist anymore.
No, there's no train, right? Yeah, there used to be a train, but then they didn't like to fix the tracks.
No. They don't even have a bus. They don't even have a bus service from New Brunswick to Montreal anymore. So we're kind of stuck in New Brunswick unless you want to jump on Air Canada.
You can't take the bus, eh?
No, wow. I heard they just cut off the bus service. So strange.
Jesus. Yeah, you're kind of stuck in Canada.
Yeah.
Oh well.
When you moved down to LA, like I heard you say in a different interview that the Comedy Store would have Canada Day shows.
Yeah.
Is that something?
Yeah, they did.
They did. Okay. I was wondering if like Canadian comedians kind of all like stuck together down there, or just kind of like naturally
we were doing
drawn
that.
to each other.
We were sticking together. Yeah. Well, I hang out like usually when I see a Canadian here, I'll have them open for me when I tour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do that. But I just do that. I always have. I'm partial to the Canadians because people don't know that, like, when you move, it's really hard.
Yeah.
Way harder to get established in another city. And so I try to, help as much as I can because I remember what it was like when I first moved. It's no easy game. You got to start from, even though you're famous in Canada, you have to start from scratch.
Now, do you have to start hustling, like just playing whatever like any gig you can, or do you try to like rub elbows with people? Like what's the approach a lot of people?
No, I had Bud Friedman who saw me in the Montreal Festival, and he said, "You move and I'll book you." But there was like a 6-month period when I had to wait to get into the booking rotation that I struggled.
Okay.
Financially. That was it. And then once that went away, I was here forever. But for about 6 months. So I had a very small example of it. Some people struggle for years. You know that, right?
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, it's like that in music too. Some bands kind of pop off right away, and other bands takes 10, 15 years of grinding before it works out.
And it has nothing to do with your talent level. It never did. So weird, eh? It's such a strange thing, Yeah,
well, you would say
not how good you are as a comedian.
Like luck would play into it, eh? A lot of people don't want to admit that.
Luck, and again, meeting the right people behind you to take it. Yeah, that's it. You have to go to the next. It's done by levels. Is how it's done. You go up and up.
So, if you have a team behind you, is there like a moment, like a team? I'm thinking, like, again, I'm not sure if you would have a manager as a comedian and a booking agent, like what's typical in the music industry.
Yes.
And like when they get to their capacity. When they get to their capacity, do they like hand you off to another manager, or like do they say, "I've done all I can"?
Because they would hang on to you as long as they possibly could to make as much money off of you as they possibly can.
Okay.
So that's where the head scratching comes in, and the right decision making comes in. You know what I mean? And then trying not to burn bridges, and oh my God, it's so everyone. It's like living in it's working. Show business is high school, man. It's that kind of mentality. Okay?
Yeah.
Everybody's ego is the same as high school. It's like women getting big boobs for the first time. God, she's got an ego. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
It's that. It's everybody looking their best and fighting with each other. That's what it is.
So everyone's looking accomplished, but they're kind of trapped in their 18-year-old brains.
It's incredible. The arguments that I have based on, shows and stuff like that are incredibly juvenile. That's just the way that it is.
That's interesting.
I can't believe they're like that all the time. All the time.
Yeah, I mean, that would be stressful. Talk about anxiety. Just that wouldn't be good for the mind.
That's why you have a team and you don't hear about most of it.
How are you with comments? Do you read comments? I hear some people say, don't read the comments, but...
Comments from what?
Like if you put up a YouTube video or like you make a post on Instagram.
But people just hate your guts because, but I laugh at that because I can see that they're just sad comics that can't get any work. That's what those people are, God. Or else people that want to be comics, but they're too afraid to stand on the stage or something, Who cares what those people say? It's the number that you have to look at with the videos, not the comments. My God.
You're talking like the streams or views or whatever.
Yeah, you don't read the comments from people. Who cares? The numbers are the most important thing, I think, for everybody. Don't you?
I mean, I want to believe I don't care about the numbers on my own side of things, but of course that's what I'm checking. Yeah, like I'll check in on the numbers to see how they're going.
Yeah, that's what you have to do. I mean, it's the new world of this thing, and you wonder if it's I mean, they say their algorithm this and their algorithm that, but their algorithm is just something designed to make them money. So why would you even call it an algorithm? It's not. It's not. It's we're going to give you this many people, and then you give us money, and then we'll show it to this many people, and then you'll get this many people. That's what it is. It's a business.
Yeah.
Not an algorithm.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Because I mean, they're definitely.
It's not so random if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was about to say it seems like they throttle some things, and you're not really sure why. Like, why isn't this post going out to the people that are following me? This doesn't make any sense.
Because they're not giving it to them because they want more money, and you know that.
Yeah.
That's the answer to that question. They're just not showing it. Yeah. It's really a random thing, and it's very strange. Mm-hmm. They can hide behind the fact, well, it's just entertainment. No, it's you. Come on. Shut up. Yeah. My God. And Joe Biden's young. Shut up. You know what I mean? Shut up.
It's fun to live in an alternate reality, That's just how it is these days.
Oh my God. I'm waiting for the class action suit, you listeners.
Yeah, well, hopefully, they'll probably get it. It might take a while, but it'll probably, things will play out the way they. Yeah, it's probably coming. Yeah.
The unfair business practice class action suit.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what happens eventually, right?
Yeah.
You know where they really get? Those fake gambling. The one. Where you gamble, but it's just for fun, and it's like the phone app.
Yeah.
And you got to buy their little chips for nothing.
Yeah.
They get class action suited all the time. Did you know that?
I had no idea. No.
Oh, yeah, because I play them from time to time, and I'm always getting in the mail, hey, Slotomania, or something like that. Yeah. Always. They owe everybody $5. Yes. It happens all the time. I'm going to start collecting them.
They get our money somehow. They always end up with our money, it seems.
Yeah.
So maybe like I know we don't have a ton of time left, but just thinking back to when you first started, like how long did it take you to like go from, okay, I'm going to try this out to like actually getting up on stage and doing it officially somewhere?
Well, that's the problem because I went on an amateur night at Yuck Yucks in Toronto.
Yeah.
And I killed the first time.
So
the guy came up and went, you want to do this professionally? And he ruined my life because then I did it.
You ruined your.
You know what I mean?
So you didn't have enough time. Yeah. You would have liked to you would have liked to marinate in it a little bit longer, or.
Right, I would have liked to have maybe tried something else, but I never got a chance to because no one. I only did stand up because I couldn't get a job. Nobody likes the look on my face. I guess I don't know. I never got a job when I was younger, so I had to do something. And then the guy went, "Yeah, we want you." So I went, "Oh, okay. There's something." I swear, that's what it was.
Yeah,
I had nothing. And then that worked, and then I would take the bus from Ottawa to Toronto. The bus from Ottawa to Toronto, and then I would do the gig at the Yuck Yucks on Bay Street, and then the bus station was you could walk to it just by chance from that Yuck Yucks, and I would get on the bus and take it back to Ottawa the same night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you gig in Ottawa too?
It opened there. A club opened up there 4 months later.
Okay.
So I started becoming a regular at that club. I became a regular from the outset, and that's how my career started. So I started going to Toronto. The guy went, I'm opening a club in Ottawa, and then he did, and then I was a regular there, and I worked at that club for 7 months in Ottawa, and then he moved me to Toronto right away. That's what happened. Me being a stand-up was given to me because I was good right away, and they needed people. And it just happened like that. So I had a real quick start. And then because he was expanding at the same time, over the next 5 or 6 years, there were more clubs, and they just sent me to every one of them. And I was the new comic that came out of nowhere. And that's how I elevated to Montreal and the Comedy Festival and got out of Canada in 10 years. That's what happened.
Okay. Cool. So you were able to, that was Yuck Yucks that was expanding at that time, right? Across the country. So you were able to jump from club to club.
Yuck Yucks was expanding when I came up, and I broke out quickly and then the Montreal Comedy Festival picked me up and tried me. And then I had a really big festival. Mm-hmm. And then won the next year right after that, and that was the end of that.
Cool.
I was out of Canada. Mm-hmm. That's what happened.
That's fascinating.
And the way that happens is all your gigs are American. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, you're like, oh.
So you're naturally in front of more people because you're down in the U.S. Like just like the numbers wise, there's way more people down there.
There's way more people, and there's more clubs to work at, like every night,
Yeah.
And that's the way it is. In Canada, for me, it's a theater thing, but here it's a club thing, so you can just run from club to club. It's different.
Okay. I know with bands, they'll buy a van and drive across the country or whatever. But do comedians do you normally fly in and fly out, or what do you do when you have a few days off between gigs?
We fly and we stay because it's not a whole band. You just have to put up one guy. Right?
Okay.
So it's no big deal.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Travel's not that. It's easier for one. It's easier for comics because it's not. You don't have to move gear or anything.
Yeah. Got it. Just a kind of a suitcase or book bag, and you're good to go.
Pretty much, if you're a dude, anyway. That's the way it is. And all it is the merch. You have to, but then someone else carries that because you have a team, right? So you don't have to. Someone else handles all that stuff. But that's all important stuff. You have to do all that. You have to stand in line after the show and meet the people, and they want to buy stuff. You have to do that. It's them meeting you is to some of them is more important than the performance. You realize that, right?
For sure. Yeah. They get to shake your hand or kind of just talk to you as a real person.
Well, I'm a legend now, so it's really important to do that. That's what they care about. That's the most important thing. The longer you do things, the more people revere you. I've noticed that.
Do you notice what's the right way to put this? People who grew up with your comedy, are they bringing their children or passing it along to the younger generation?
Yeah. That's the most touching thing. I take pictures with the whole family after the show. It's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing that I affected. And we used to watch you all the time on TV, and now we're coming to see you. I've heard the nicest things in the world said to me, as well as the meanest. The life of a comic. Just when you think you're good, hey, read the comments under your videos.
You want to hide under your covers for the next 3 days? Read the comments. Cool, Jeremy. Thanks a lot.
Good and the bad. It's a tale of two cities.
Yeah. That must be where some of the comic comes from, right? I bet a lot of people creative people are always tortured in that way. So it must be it must be an addiction.
It's amazing how your friends though that aren't comics go. If you ever go, the things they say about my videos, they immediately go, "Oh, who cares?" They're like dismissive of it. And you're, as the artist, you take it so personally. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If I'm just humming a tune and I hear someone chuckle, I just assume they're laughing at my singing, and just kind of making fun of me.
I always look at the guy's face and go, "Okay, I'm going to remember that if I ever see that guy."
Are you pretty good at holding grudges? I feel like you're pretty good at it. You got some practice.
Oh, dude, I am amazingly passive aggressive. I'm Canadian. Of course I am.
Yeah. That's funny. Well, maybe we could end I know we're out of time here pretty much. Maybe we can end it on a Canadian question if you don't mind.
Okay.
We all know Canada has the better snack foods. So I was wondering are there any Canadian snacks you wish they would just get down in the US already? I'm thinking ketchup chips and coffee crisp. Anything like that?
Ketchup chip. Well, I'm a dill pickle guy, actually. Their dill pickle chips are garbage here.
Oh, but they do have them.
They got them. They're too sharp. They cut the roof of your mouth. They make them out of glass or something. These are horrible, these things. These are nasty. I won't even eat them. And they don't really taste like dill pickle. They more taste like chemicals. It tastes like chemicals.
Yeah. That sounds like a very American ingredient, chemicals.
They always do that in America. Here's some watermelon. This tastes like watermelon, this watermelon gum. If you've never had watermelon, Jesus. These are nasty.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, you can just taste the scientist involved.
Oh, gross. Anyway, so that's it. I mean, I missed that. I missed the old they don't have coffee crisp here.
Yeah, I did know that. Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Remember the yellow coffee crisp bar? They don't have it. They don't have. They just got Kit Kat.
Really crazy.
Yeah. They just got the Kit Kat bar, which was around when I was a child.
Yeah.
I mean, man. And then, you can't get Smarties here. Smarties are, those little Halloween candies? The ones that are rolled up, they look like miniature sweet tarts.
Oh, yeah, the rockets.
We call them, Rockets is what we call them, right? But they call them Smarties here, and they don't have Smarties. They have M&Ms, which are, they're little pieces of shit covered in candy.
A thin candy shell.
Yeah, that's what those are. If you've ever had Smarties.
Oh, yeah.
That's what M&M's taste like. So there you go.
That's funny. What about, is bagged milk? Is that a thing? Or is bagged milk only an East Coast Canadian thing? Or did you guys have bagged milk in Ottawa too growing up?
When we were a kid, we had bagged milk.
Okay.
And I remember you had to have the container that you put the bag in, remember?
Yep. I do remember that.
And if you didn't put the bag in properly, when you cut the hole and then poured the milk, the whole bag fell out of that container and spilled all over it.
That's
remember?
Right. Yeah.
I do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
that was the last time I ever used bagged milk. Okay.
What a funny thing. That's awesome. Well, Jeremy, I know anyone listening, Jeremy's playing May 4th at the Imperial Theatre here in St. John, New Brunswick. Tickets are almost sold out, so any kind listener should probably go ahead and grab them ASAP.
Yeah, come and see me because I'm not going to live forever. I'm slowing down. Notice that it takes me longer to get places, and sometimes it's not Air Canada's fault.
Yeah. This is your 10th tour, right? Is that right? Your 10th national tour in Canada?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No, it's not. It's part of it, but it's in chunks, because it's going to run for the whole year.
Gotcha.
It's easier for me that way.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, I'm looking forward to the show. I'm going to bring. So my wife was going to be listening, hoping that I made a fool of myself, so that you would roast on me pretty hard. But I feel like I got through it successfully.
You're a good guy. I'm trying to sell tickets.
Well, I already bought. I already got the tickets, so I'll be there at least. But yeah, it's looking good. It's almost sold out. So.
Oh, great! That's good. Well, I'll see you there. Come and say hi, eh?
Yeah, I will. Thanks, Jeremy. I appreciate your time.
Okay. Have a good afternoon.
You too.